Good morning. Welcome to Java Talk with Diane and Johnny.
Yes, it is another Friday. It is Good Friday, the 19th of April. We're kind of doing this. We've had some test runs, some kind of a situation the past, I guess, month or so on Friday mornings that we've been doing this. It's just a little very casual, just a little live, just a chit chat basically with Johnny and myself. And we kind of like it on Fridays. We kind of like our coffee, hence the name Java Talk.
We get to decompose.
Yes, yeah. We're just going to talk about stuff. We just kind of, Johnny and I are both pretty good talkers. Don't say anything. But in any event, we have a list of little things that we wanted to talk about, and we thought that you might like to join in, and eventually maybe on our Facebook page. Just go ahead, and if you have any questions you'd like to, or comments, nice.
And this is
that
just
you would like to,
on the internet for right now until we go global, and then it'll be broadcast on a major network, and we'll let you know which one. Probably CBS. We're hoping CBS.
Worldwide. Oh, that's kind of scary. But in any event, we hope that you're having a good and a safe Friday, and lots of folks off today for Good Friday. I know there are a lot of churches that will have services later on tonight, and then of course, I got to tell you, Easter Sunday, the weather forecast for Easter Sunday, amazing. There have been so many times I feel so sorry for the little girls in their pretty little Easter bonnets and their dresses when it's stormy or ugly, but everybody's going to shine this Easter Sunday. It's going to be very pretty. Good weather with a high of 80 degrees and sunshine, so that's good.
Goodness,
that's a good start. You bet.
It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, yesterday was just, oh my gosh, and it rained and rained. Now, thankfully, we had forecast the possibilities of tornadoes. And that was a high probability as of, Wednesday and even into early Thursday. And thankfully, that did not happen. But out of an abundance of caution, we talk about that. We let you know where your safe space is. We just remind you the difference between a watch and a warning. We don't want it to come to the very last second when you're thinking, oh my gosh, here it is. When you have time to process things, when you have time to make a plan for you and your family, for your children, if they're home, they need to know where the safe space is in their house. So, it was just a lot of good information. We had a lot of heavy rainfall. We had hail. We had thunderstorm, wind damage. But fortunately, in our immediate area, at least, we did not have any tornadoes. So we are very blessed. That was indeed a blessing yesterday.
Can I rant just a moment? Yesterday, or all week, we had the first alert action day was predicted, was forecast.
For Thursday, yeah.
By our team, and we led up to it. A lot of folks on Wednesday decided to not have schools, not have work, things like that on Thursday because of the inclement weather that's predicted. And then midway through the day yesterday, I started seeing on Facebook things about, once again, the weather people got it wrong. Once again, we could have gone to work. Once again, it just ended up being rain. I think that it was first of all, I think it was the perfect call to have made, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I think it was last year in Atlanta, they had a prediction of a major snow event, and they decided not to close work, not to close schools the Wednesday before. Then on that Thursday, if you will, everything went crazy, and they started letting people off of work at 11 and 12 to beat the weather. Well, what happened was, since so many people were still at work, it congested the interstate, and everybody was gridlocked and stuck on the interstate when the bad stuff came. So, first of all, yesterday's weather prediction was spot on, and I'll tell you why. Because in addition to all the equipment that you guys have, we also have what has gone on in cities where this thing had been before.
Oh my gosh. And you saw all those storm reports with the history that it was just, oh my gosh.
Cars flipped over in Walmart parking lots, trees through houses, tornadic activity. It was the right call. And just because we didn't have the severity, we had a lot of street flooding, flooded out cars, down trees. We also had some power outages. But just because the tornadic activity wasn't as bad when it got to Baton Rouge, is no reason to call that a wrong forecast.
Oh no, not at all. And we were saying yesterday that we really felt that the schools, the city parish government officials, that they made the call not to have you on the roads. You don't, like you said, you do not want to be on the roads. You do not want school buses in the event. And Jeff and Jay and Steve, And Steve and Jay were talking about the fact that those storms, those supercells, they can spin up very quickly. They can spin up very quickly out ahead of that main line, that squall line. And that's what was so concerning to everyone in the weather department. As that happened, you had people, you know, and there's a lot of traveling right now too. On Monday, Thursday, on Good Friday and all that, we wanted to make sure that there wasn't a situation. You didn't want to go back and say, yeah, that tornado outbreak of Easter weekend back in 2019. You know, we
nobody
did not,
told us about, and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. So, you know, we're so thankful that we could stand down. I was out in that weather yesterday. You know, I left here, you know, about noon, 12:30. The rain was horrific.
Look, just the rain itself. I
Oh
don't
my
want a kid on a school bus in that kind of weather.
Yes.
You know?
No.
I mean, it happens
and
too
because,
often anyway.
And because drivers, you know, traffic czar, we don't drive real well around here in good weather. But in challenging weather, oh my gosh, either people are flying through and the water's going everywhere, or I was behind some of these high-profile vehicles that they can do the water, and they're creeping along. And I'm thinking, move it, move it, move it. My vehicle is low pro, move it so I can get through, you know. Fortunately, you don't go in places where you have the high standing water. You're smart enough not to do that. But people they're challenged when it comes to driving in any kind of weather, much less what we had to deal with yesterday. But we have many blessings, and we're just so thankful that nothing happened, that we didn't have any.
And of course, Caparotto was off yesterday and today, but he was preparing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with you guys. You were spot on yesterday, so I got to give kudos to the First Alert Weather Department, and not just because I work at Channel 9. It is my go-to for inclement weather. I absolutely use the app religiously. And
you know, we're always talking about, and it's not just the words that we say. We talk about keeping you and your family safe. If that were me on the other side and I didn't work here, I'd want to know that. I'd want to know, how do I stay safe? What is your best thought? What are you thinking right now? Tell me, if you were me, what would you do? Well, that's exactly what I would have done. I would have said, no, you know, you stay home, you stay out of the weather. Please don't go out. We kept saying that. Don't go out unless it's absolutely an emergency. And even then, please be careful.
Yeah, you have three things that can happen. It could be less than, it could be more serious, or right on.
Yeah.
And even if it's less than what was predicted, I would rather be more prepared and not need it than not prepared and have needed it.
Absolutely.
The warnings and
Absolutely.
the, you know, so kudos to you guys.
Well,
I just had to rant a little bit. I'm sorry.
Well, and with traffic too, and you know how that is. Sometimes, you know, you're doing the traffic in the morning, we're saying, what are those people thinking? Or what is that person thinking? Because, you know, it just takes one little somebody texting or whatever. We won't even go into that
and see,
today.
I've done that. I've looked at text. I've answered text on the phone. I don't do it anymore. I'm scared.
Oh, you can't.
I almost ran into a mailbox in the neighborhood one time because
No,
I just
you
looked
can't.
down for a minute.
So what is that billboard that said texting makes good people look bad or something like that? I mean, it really is true. It's dangerous. You can't take your eye off the road at all. No. But anyhow, the bottom line is weather is great today for Good Friday. We have some clouds out there, maybe a smidge of rain, but it's going to be fine. Nothing like yesterday. And then Saturday and Sunday, Easter Sunday should be picture perfect. And going into spring break, maybe a little bit of rain next week, but we're not going to think about that right now. So it's looking pretty good. So we were extremely blessed, and we really did dodge a bullet yesterday. We're very happy about that.
A lot of Easter weekend. I talked to Arlen Deese yesterday.
I love Arlen. How is he?
Arlen is doing great.
Good. At Hemmingbow, St.
Arlen Deese
Francis.
out in Hemmingbow. Now, he's not the only one, but Hemmingbow has their annual non-denominational Easter sunrise service this Sunday.
Yep.
He wasn't able to get away enough and come on the show with us, but I told him, I said, well, we're going to mention that for you because that's a big deal. It's a non-denominational if you've ever been. And Sunday morning is going to be cool.
It's going to be a little on the chilly side, but it's going to be, if you've not ever been to Hemmingbow, have you been to Hemmingbow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have too, and it is spectacular. And we're going to just enjoy being there. And you think, well, there aren't going to be that many people there. They're usually packed.
Oh, yeah.
It's packed in their standing room. So get there accordingly, but enjoy. And the service is beautiful, and you overlook the big pond. You're in the amphitheater, and you're overlooking the big pond. It's lovely. So yes, indeed.
We've had that up on the internet for a minute here, and it's just beautiful over there.
It really is.
These non-denominational, everybody's welcome, big family event in St. Francisville.
Yeah, it's beautiful. 7 o'clock on Sunday, of course.
I don't think I realized it was the 32nd time they did this.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It does say that.
Isn't that wild?
For 32 years, man. And then there are a number of other churches in and around the area that will have their sunrise service too. So enjoy it. But I think a little sweater, a little jacket will feel good, you know, while you're out there.
It's going to be warm later Sunday.
It's going to be in the mid to upper 40s out the door for Sunday. Then it's going to warm up close to 79, 80 degrees. So it'll be really nice.
I think right now, while we're live here at 9:40 on Friday morning, the Way of the Stations of the Cross, Way of the Cross is going on downtown right now.
Oh, is it?
So walking 14 station Way of the Cross downtown Catholic Charities.
For Good Friday, yeah.
The Diocese of Baton Rouge putting that on.
Yep.
Dee Dee Bro. Poor Dee Dee Bro. Dee Dee Bro reminds me of the Susan Lucci of gymnastics.
I love
Susan
Dee Dee.
Lucci on one of the soap operas was nominated for an Emmy 100 times and never got it. Well,
11. What do you say? 11,000.
11,000 times. Yeah.
Yes,
Dee Dee Bro, this is your year. LSU gymnastics. This is your year for a national championship trophy to come home with.
Oh golly. And those young women, they are so determined. They are so good at what they do. Oh my gosh, they're so good at what they do.
And we watched on the regionals at LSU last week when that Auburn gymnast broke her both legs. That was such a graphic. I watched it once, but when she did her flip and landed, her legs bent the opposite way.
Okay.
I know exactly. So
I didn't know that.
they worry me, but the LSU third ranked in the nation. They
got some good talent. Look at them, Johnny. They've got some good talent.
They're competing in the semifinal today at noon in Fort Worth. And
I think it's on ESPN2, is it not?
On ESPN2. That's right. It'll be televised there.
Yeah.
Top two teams. Now this is interesting. The top two teams from each NCAA semifinal will advance to the.
How did they do that? How did they do those flips? Man.
They're advancing their first ever 4 on the floor. In the years past, it was the Super 6. And now it's the 4 on the floor. So hopefully we will advance today, and hopefully Dee Dee Bro will come back with, I say Dee Dee Bro and all the kids will come back with their first annual national title.
I always love it when Dee Dee comes in. She comes in every now and again to do a little interview with us, and she just brightens up the room. She is just amazing. I love her.
We almost got there last year. The team deserves this so much. This is their year. So let's go Tigers with the gymnastics team, and they are going to be on, like you said, ESPN2 at noon.
At noon today.
Fun to play. And then baseball here in town. Oh, what a night last night.
Well, we need to break this little losing streak.
I'm glad that they got the game in. There was some
I was kind of surprised. Yeah, gosh, good. It was. Well,
we won't go into last night, but we got two times to redeem ourselves. Usually it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday this weekend, obviously because of Easter Sunday.
Right.
So today they're going to play tonight at 7. Florida Gators in town.
Right.
And then Sunday at 2. I have tickets to Sunday at 2. I'll be going to that game, so that'll be fun.
Easter Sunday, really?
Easter Sunday at 2. I'm going to church that morning.
Yeah.
I do church that morning, 8 to noon, and then change clothes and go to the baseball field. So
I'm going to go out to lunch with friends. Oh, Easter Sunday.
Are so fun.
And there's so
it's 16 to 9 was the final score, and I think Florida's ranked like 25th or something like that. So the Gators in town, the Tigers, and we can see that as well on ESPN2 as well.
They're going to come out. It's just a little slump. Everybody gets into these little, these little valleys, but there's going to be a mountain here soon, and they're going to stay on top of the mountain too.
Go
Tigers.
The way you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, very positive.
Normally we'd be sending out to Live After 5 tonight.
But none because of Good Friday. But it continues. It picks up again next Friday. And so what's it go until the middle of May?
I think May 17th is
the middle of May.
Friday.
Okay, yeah, before 17th. Memorial Day. Okay.
Well, they would keep it going later in the previous years, and we had 8 concerts instead of 6. And it started out with Live After 5. There's 4 shows once a year. Now
really?
Then it went to 8 shows twice a year, and now 6 shows twice a year.
I think that's a happy medium.
I think
6 shows happy medium.
Before it gets ugly, nasty hot.
Yeah.
It'll be warm out there.
Because a lot of times people get out there, and it's a fun dance party. We've done it before. We have emceed it before. We've just been out there, reporting or whatever. And you've got little tiny kids who are out there just kind of dancing around, and you've got the moms and the dads, and then you have the serious dancers who really know how to dance. You've got the bands, and they love being there because they connect. The bands are there. They're up on the stage, and they're talking to people. They're watching people dance. They're saying, "Y'all come on out and then start dancing." people just have a good time at Live After 5. And that's a way to relax after maybe a long, hard week at work or a hard Friday. And it's fun and it's free. And
rock out and rock out.
Yep.
In fact, I was talking to Chase Tyler, the Chase Tyler Band, several weeks ago. They did the first one on April 5th, and it was moved into the River Center.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then last week was Chris LeBlanc. But Chase said, we love playing this festival because the people are so into it, and they look forward to it so much. And the crowd energizes folks on stage. You and I both know that. Even from public speaking.
Oh, absolutely. That's kind of funny when you talk about public speaking. Whenever you're doing something or doing a presentation, and you know how this is, Johnny, unless you cannot see your audience, you pick out like 4 or 5 faces, and you really connect with them, because otherwise the person in the back that you kind of lost fell asleep or something like that.
That'll throw you.
You don't really want to look like they're like, come on, wake up, this is good stuff that I'm talking about. But in any event, you do know how you connect with the audience. So that's nice for those bands to be able to see that, and they appreciate that too.
River City Hit Squad, a week from today.
Oh, okay.
That's Friday the 26th. River City Hit Squad.
Oh, right.
Live After 5.
And what's the one we're going to do? The first
you're not going to be there? You keep saying you're going to go. I'm going to be on stage with the group on May 3rd, which is Werewolf. And Di keeps saying she's going to go. She told me this every time last year and the year before and the year before.
I did not.
She's not going.
No. Here's the deal.
You're not going?
Here's the deal. That is our first road trip. Remember? That's
we're going to Denham Springs.
Yay! We're going to Denham Springs early morning, and that takes so much energy to do all that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But
we get off here at 7 that morning. Live After 5 starts at 5 that afternoon. You can't take a nap between now and then.
It's a lot of energy.
She's not going to be there. Look, if you're looking to meet Diane D and get self
oh gosh!
Go
it's
that morning to Denham. She's not going to be at Live After 5. I'll tell you right now.
Stop. But it is fun when we co-MC, when we do something
like that. That's the deal. You know you're going to have fun when
it is fun. It is fun. And then, again, we're just talking about road trip. If you're going to be in and around Denham, we're going to be, where are we going to set up that Friday?
It's going to be walking distance to the Antiques District. It's right down there.
Because I have a little story about that, about the Antiques District coming back after the big flood 3 years ago. So it's a really good story.
You were more into that than a lot of people. Was there talk that some of that might not have been redone?
Well, and there were a few people, from what I understand, that did not come back, but they do have people. Everything is completely filled up now in the Antiques District.
Fantastic.
And they were talking, when we did the interview, they were saying that it really impacted even the folks that were not, there were folks that weren't even flooded. Down by the high school, down the low end, that's the area that was flooded. But from like the Rusty Rooster, they got a little bit of water, but on toward the railroad tracks, they were not.
A bar?
No, it's a wonderful antique shop.
But
anyhow, up to the railroad tracks, there was no water. But with my interview, when we were talking, with the folks from the theater, from Theater Antiques, they were saying that it impacted all of them because people thought all of Range Avenue, the Antique District, was closed because a few were, but not everybody. So everybody pitched in and helping get back to normal. And it's, oh my gosh, it's a good story. You'll enjoy hearing.
There's still folks that think that might have been the case. It's still closed, but it's open.
Not 3 years later, Johnny. I was talking about the immediacy.
He
just makes things up, but I'm okay.
Why let facts ruin a good story?
The traffic's are. Okay, but in any event, that's going to be the first Friday in May. That'll be May 3rd. And then we're going to have Live After 5 after that.
And I'll be at Live After 5 that afternoon.
And I may be there.
Okay. Friday morning, she won't
Let's
be
see.
there.
Okay. Let's see. What's next?
This is kind of cool. We haven't had these people on yet, but Tammy Duncan sent me an email.
Oh, okay.
Earlier this week, the American Businesswomen's Association, the La Capitale chapter here.
You said that very well.
Shoes for Success.
And what's that?
They have shoes now through May 15th. They're taking donated, slightly used or new female women's shoes. And we got that on the screen right now. They teamed up with Funds to Org. It's an organization, and they get 40 cents per pound of shoes that they collect.
Really?
And this is to support the professional development of women here in the Greater Baton Rouge area.
Is this new? I don't think I've heard of it. Okay,
First
I don't think I've heard of it.
Last year, raising money for educational assistance and professional development for women in the Greater Baton Rouge area.
Nice.
And helping to start businesses in underdeveloped countries.
So when do we do? What do we do? How do we?
This is now through May the 15th.
Okay.
You can watch the video on YouTube. Watch the video on YouTube, and then the donation is.
There they are. Okay.
For Success. Yeah.
American Businesswomen's Association. Okay. Look at that. And then the Restore and Perkins Road, that's Habitat for Humanity Restore. I'm kind of there a lot, so I do like that. And then Adam McCarty State Farm,
That's
and
an
then
office
Postnet.
on Airline
Yeah.
in Gonzales. You can donate. Airline in Prairieville at Postnet.
I like that. Shoes for
Donate
Success.
shoes now through May 15th.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to Tammy next week and see if we
Okay.
can't get her on before the May 15th deadline.
Oh, that would be nice, because you know that that there was just recently for to dress for success,
Right.
gently used women's clothing, to get women back into the business world, the professional world. So that was I've heard a lot about that, but I like this shoes for success. That completes the outfit. You got to have the outfit, then you have to have the shoes. So please think about that. And please think about donating either new or gently used.
Shoes for Success. Just
Okay.
go to the website or go
Okay.
to the Facebook and punch that in, and you'll see that right there.
All right.
We had Gary Robertson on the show earlier this week from the Adult Literacy Advocate program here in the Baton Rouge area.
Yep.
He brought a lovely lady with him, an author. In fact, I've got her book right here. You won't be able to see this really up close because we can't zoom in, but the book is called Breaking Vases. And a lovely author. Her name is Dima Gowie.
Okay.
And Dima Gowie, this is her first book. She is a public speaker. She is a life coach, if you will. She's also a business development coach right here in Baton Rouge. And she talks in this book about breaking vases of stereotypes and different things like that, shattering limitations and
daring to thrive. I like that.
She is going to be the keynote speaker at the 9th annual Evening with Great Authors this coming Wednesday night. And we want to pack the place, not just
Now,
for
where is
Dina.
this?
This is going to be at the Dalton Woods Auditorium at the LSU Energy and Coastal Environment Building.
Oh.
It's going to be over there on Nicholson at South Quaid. It's next to Campus Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
On Nicholson Drive. This is going to be next Wednesday night. Great prices, $30 general public, 20 for seniors, 10 for students with an ID. Next Wednesday night from 6 to 8:30, you'll get to meet Dina. You'll get to talk to the Adult Literacy Advocate
I
Group
like that.
members.
Yes.
Gary Robertson will be there. He was with us on the air. And
And even with great authors, I like that. That gives them opportunity just to kind of talk about, give the backstory. Because so often you don't get, they'll have a little preface or a little forward, but you don't get the backstory of their journey. What even had that kernel of a thought of why they wanted to write this book? You just don't sit down and start writing. You have to know what you're doing. You have to think it through. A lot of people I've heard that they say, I know the ending before I know the rest of the story. I know how I want it to
Leo
end.
Honeycutt has told us that.
Really,
Some of his writing.
yeah, I know the ending before I know the complete story, and it's just interesting to hear what they have to say about it and their process and about getting published. Just because you've written a book, that doesn't ensure or assure that you're going to get anything published. So, that's amazing.
So
that
Dina
really
Gowie
is.
will be the keynote speaker. She'll be there next Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, Dalton Woods Auditorium in the LSU Energy Coastal Environmental Building on Nicholson. And I'm already a little bit into the book. It's really, really well written, and it's kind of hard to put down. They say when you stop reading after college, when you stop reading, you stop growing.
Really?
Yeah, so you don't ever want to do that.
That's why I have my book club.
I was going to say, you read a lot.
Yes, we have a neighborhood book club, and it really is. It's very interesting the different ways. Whenever we host our night, it's every other month, and whenever we host a night, the hostess gets the choice, the opportunity to choose the book, and it's just there are like 8 or 9 of us in the group. It's a small little neighborhood group, but it's really interesting the different tastes that the different ladies have, and what book. Sometimes they're really. They're really just
intense.
very intense books, and sometimes they're just kind of light, like a little beach read.
So you're not talking about Harlequin romance or whatever.
Well, no. I mean, we have, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But we kind of like to have a little more substance, a little more, a little more meat to it.
You keep moving it closer and closer over there. I'll get you one Wednesday night. She was here. I could have had her autograph.
She was a nice lady. I saw her walking through the hall.
Sweet lady.
Okay, so we have a little incident about in Florida about somebody who doesn't know how to spell school.
This is hilarious.
Oh my word!
This is so funny. This was something that it's on their full screen right now. Look at how they spell school. SCOHOL.
Now, who do you think didn't see that? Who do you think, was that not big enough? Are these letters not big enough that you could see that was misspelled?
Oh, they put it down and cleaned up their work area and left. And this is in Florida, right outside of Miami, in Dade County. It's Doral, Florida. Doral, Florida. Doral, I think it's Doral. And it was in front of a school, an elementary school. An elementary school kid found it and said, well, guys, is that right or wrong? Now, the funny thing about it
Look at that. I mean, you can tell. What's the deal?
That is hilarious.
Maybe they have a little learning disability or something. I don't know.
I know I do. I mean, I put out a one sheet that Di and I a little cheat sheet for our little get-togethers each Friday, which, by the way, we're going to do this every Friday at 9:30.
Yeah.
So pass the word,
Yay.
wake the kids,
Yes.
and keep the kids out of school until 10 every Friday. I'm serious.
Oh, the kids, oh, yes.
But so anyway, I write a
brother.
little one sheet with our little bullet points on what we're going to visit about. And we very seldom stick to it. But I put on the one sheet the workers in Doral, Florida misspelt school. And you were saying, is that correct?
I don't know.
Is it misspelt or
Is
misspelled?
it spelled? I don't know. Misspelled?
I think if you use the word...
Misspelt? I don't know.
Workers in Doral, Florida misspelled the word school or misspelt.
Spelled, misspelled, S-P-E-L-T. Jeff, which one is it? I'm asking Jeff Morrow in the Weather Center. He kind of knows this stuff. Is it misspelled or misspelt?
Misspelled.
E-D, see, I was right.
M-I-S?
M-I-S.
Two S's or one?
M-I-S-S-P-E-L-L-E-D, right?
Alexa, how do you spell misspelled?
Oh, he's going to Alexa. Well, she spelled misspell.
She's
I know how to
misspell.
spell misspell, Alexa. And then E-D. M-I-S-S-P-E-L-L. Misspell, two S's, and then you put an E-D on it. So you're right.
Okay,
it's
but not the.
misspelled.
But I kind of like the. That's kind of creative. Misspelt. Misspelt. I mean,
you sound like my grammar teacher in English. In English in high
it's very
school.
creative.
You're very creative. She puts notes. She sent notes home to mom and dad.
You don't want to say that he's really a bad student. He's
That's
just very
like my
creative.
doctor yesterday. I had my annual physical. Everything's good. Come back next year. Lose weight. You're too fat. And I'm like, I think obesity. I said, I think obesity runs in our family. You know what he said?
What?
Johnny, nobody runs in your family.
Oh, I love that. Johnny, do you think JoJo is watching right now? His mom. Is JoJo watching?
JoJo's healthier than I am.
Yeah, she is.
My
She's
84-year-old mother looks 54 and acts 30.
She's lovely. Okay, so then we're wrapping up here. We've got a little bit of time left.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so here you go. 90% of Americans think they are better drivers and less distracted than Uber and Lyft drivers. Can that be true? And where did you get the 90%? Where did you get this number?
This was a study. Who does these studies?
These studies make us crazy. Can we sign up to do some of these studies that...
Over half of all distracted drivers have admitted alarming behaviors behind the wheel. Here are some statistics.
Okay.
29% don't even keep their hands on the wheel, admitting that they have steered with a different body part, like their knee
We kind of know about that.
or their chin.
We kind of know about steering with the knee up. We've been in cars with people like that.
Grooming while driving, 18%.
Put makeup on or mascara. And I haven't done that, but I think Johnny has. But go ahead.
Not makeup, but I shave. It's an electric razor.
Keep going.
I tried shaving with this.
Playing with the pet. Now,
Playing with the pet, 13%.
yeah.
Changing clothes while driving.
How can you do
Changing
that?
clothes while driving.
How can you do that?
12%.
Oh my gosh.
Performing with a stunt with your vehicle, cutting donuts in a parking lot.
Now we could go through a
11%.
donut drive-in and get a donut. Yeah, like that.
That's what
That's
the doctor told me to avoid.
watching a streaming
Watching
video.
a streaming video. So if you're watching this show and driving, we give you permission to pull over to watch it.
I like this. You've taken a nap while you're driving. You're taking a nap or falling asleep. Now, sometimes we're so tired that we feel like we could. We've never done that, but somebody's actually taking a nap.
I have fallen asleep at a stoplight before, sitting at the red light, and rolled and bumped into the car for me. They were very gracious and things like that.
Gosh!
And they didn't recognize me, thank goodness. But
Now, one time that happened when I was going through the car wash.
You fell asleep in the car wash? Oh my
Because,
gosh.
you know, it just kind of drums and you're sitting there and it's like, oh yeah. Like on a Friday in the car wash, all of a sudden your car is moving and you think, okay, I better wake up
This brings
here.
up a whole nother topic. You drive your Mercedes through a car wash.
Aren't you supposed to? Aren't you supposed to keep your car clean?
And finally, here's one for the weekend.
And then finally,
Here's
to wrap
one for
up,
the weekend.
fake smiling
Another study.
at work.
Fake smiling at work makes you drink more at night. That's I'm not making this up.
No, we had it on the morning show the other day.
A new
that fake
study,
smile.
new study found that fake smiling, if
At
you deal with
customers,
customers,
okay.
fake smiling, or we deal with on the air,
And lead workers who
to
drink.
drink more in the evening. The study found that when people had to fake smile or hold back
The
eye
eye rolls. Oh,
well, we don't hold back eye rolls.
Oh, no, we don't have eye rolls, huh?
Otherwise suppress their true emotions, they were more likely to abuse alcohol at work.
How do you do a
After
study
work.
like that?
After work.
How do you do a study? I can't even wrap my brain around it.
That's just crazy. Well, the good thing is,
We don't
with
do
you
that.
and me, we don't do that. I mean,
No,
if
we,
you know,
we don't do that.
When she's mad at me, you know, on the air.
And kind of vice versa. Well, no. That's why I have a book club, because we can talk about things. And we can
Vent.
talk about things, yeah.
we can
And we
vent.
have good refreshments at book club. So there you have it.
And I go to Starbucks on
Yeah.
3rd and Florida and
Yeah.
vent about.
And you have a good refreshment at Starbucks. Okay, so we're wrapping up.
Yeah, that was
It's
fun.
10 o'clock, yeah.
That goes by quick.
It really does.
It's going to go by
And we
even
keep
quicker when we
talking.
go, internet, the global.
The global atmosphere, yeah.
Java Talk with
Yeah,
Diane
stand by
Diane.
for that one. We'll let you know when that happens.
Well, lovely Di, have a lovely Easter weekend.
You as well.
And we will see you on Monday morning.
Yes, indeed. And you as well. Please be safe out there this weekend.